Hello everybody and welcome back to Dusty Cove, the final episode this week. So, what we're going to do today is continue from where we left off. We've still got many more fields to plant, but if you look at it, we have actually, well, we've certainly scratched the surface. We've done a pretty good job so far. We've actually covered most of the big fields. So that is field number 1, 40, 42 and 10. They are our biggest fields, which just leaves field number 7, field number 30, 25, 23 and 16. 60, oh, and 11 of course, yeah. 11 is going to be very quick to do though. In fact, we may do that in a second. We'll get a worker going in field number 23 and possibly 30, depending on how well they're going to be able to do it on their own. Worker H is just finishing off. But what we're going to do just before we do go to bed again is we're going to try and feed the pigs. I haven't actually tried to feed them with a bucket, from a bucket. We've only tried to do it from a trailer. So it would be a bit strange if this does work, but if it does, at least the pigs can be fed, because clearly I've got this issue. It is most likely a conflict between the Seasons mod and another one I have. I've been trying to think exactly what I've installed recently, and really for this particular Let's Play, there's been nothing. So maybe it only happens if you buy a certain implement or something. Who knows? But what we do have here is the bit which I dropped on the ground, some sunflowers just over here. So if I scoop these up and then try and put them in the trough, we will see if it accepts it as food or if it just does nothing at all. So did that work? I am really hoping it did work. Yes, it did. So it just won't accept it from a trailer. How weird. Which means the job is going to take twice as long, as we're always going to have to tip it and then pick it up again, effectively. So yeah, kind of annoying really. I must not keep clipping their trough. We do have a trailer up here, which is, well, it's partially filled with sunflowers. So what I'm going to do is just tip them over there again, and then we're going to have to scoop them up again and then put it in the trough. It shouldn't be too much of a job. I haven't tried it today. Who knows, it may have fixed it doing that, but very unlikely. Although it did just break on its own, so why shouldn't it just work? Yeah, still doesn't work. Oh well. I'll just drop it here. There we go. And then I'll spin round and we'll scoop it up. It is actually getting fairly dark as well. Good job we've got some decent lights on this tractor. So yeah, we do have quite a lot of sunflowers here, thankfully. At least the pigs are going to stay alive now for at least another day, I would have thought. We do have plenty of sugar beet though. They should be able to stay alive off sugar beet. It's just, without all of this stuff, the productivity is going to be fairly abysmal. Tiny bit left, I'll just scoop this up as well. There we go. And then we'll check the chart and see exactly how much they've got. Oh, sorry pig, I didn't mean to offend you. Goodbye, pig. Goodbye. Oh, that's pretty good. We'll top up the sugar beet as well as backup. Yeah, due to the fact that we've been really busy with the crops, the planting of the crops, obviously I have sort of neglected the animals a bit. Not too much, because obviously they're still alive and everything. They have food, but it could have been better. It is very hectic this time of year. Really hectic. So we'll give them a full bucket load of this stuff, maybe 2. Lots of sugar beet. And what is the forecast for this episode? It's going to be a bit of cloud and some sunshine. 17 degrees, that sounds good to me. There we go. Is that all? That filled it? Oh, okay. That filled it. Not much at all. Well, Now we've done that, and we've made sure they're going to stay alive, we're going to go to bed, and then we're going to move on and continue from where we left off yesterday. So this tractor can actually stay here. There is no real reason for it to be taken back. One more thing I do want to show you as well is the muck heap. Because this manure is going to be used in field 16. We're going to bring the JCB over. We'll use these trailers here to transport it in. And yes, then we're going to spread it on the land. Haven't yet decided what we're actually going to use, which muck spreader we're going to use. But I'm sure we can either borrow one from a local farmer for either nothing or a very small amount. We'll have to see. Just depends how generous they're feeling at the time. But yes, I did ask where is it, and most people replied and said it's around here. And that's pretty good. That is a decent amount of muck. It needs to be moved. So that is another job on the to-do list. Good morning and welcome back to the farm. Oh no, the crops are growing. Looking at this on the right hand side, we've actually had an animal die, which isn't good. And I don't know which animal it is. So, sad news, very sad news. I'm not too sure. I'm guessing it is the cows, due to lack of water. So, it's a bit of a failure really. It really is. This is my realistic series, and I've really tried hard to keep on top of the animals, and I'm sure those of you who have watched this entire series will know that I've been tending to them quite a bit, and I think really if I had done any more to them they would have still been alive, but we wouldn't really have progressed very far with the arable farm. So maybe it's all a bit too much for me. Maybe it is. I think with more days in the season, in each season, the easier it's going to be. So in the next Let's Play I do, running seasons mod, I'm going to have quite a lot of days. Because it's going to make everything much easier, and therefore it's going to make things more realistic, because I won't be messing up and failing. What's up with this thing behind me? Why is it floating? It's stuck in the ground. Bear with me. Oh, there it goes. It's popped out of the ground. That has happened before, I seem to recall. I'm not too sure the reasons behind it, but yes, it's happened before. Anyway, it's a busy day. It's started off poorly. Oh, that is disappointing, I have to say. I am disappointed. But if we can... well, we need to give them water as a matter of urgency, really. I tell you what, I might just go off screen a second, get the workers going, I suppose if we go left out of here, and then we can just have a bit more time to sort the animals out, and the fields will still be planted. So we'll get one working with this tractor, one with the cultivator, and one with the planter. So yeah, the loss of the animals is our sad news for this episode. I didn't think it would happen. I actually did have enough confidence to think that we could do all of this without having a loss, but yep, it's just the way it is. We must move on, as sad as it is. Do they actually stay in the field? I hope they... or in the... they could be in the pen, I suppose, but yeah, in the barn. Yeah, I hope they don't. That would be quite a sad sight if they are in there. And amazingly, there may even have to be an age rating for this video if it shows a dead virtual cow. So yeah, we'll hope for the best. Anyway, there we go. This work is continuing. Yep, that is working. And it should be able to get on without getting stuck. Fingers crossed. Amazingly, they actually seem fairly happy. It is surprising. We don't actually know that it was the cows. I can't remember how many we had, but you would have thought it was this lot here. But yeah, luckily there are no dead cows on the ground, so that is all well and good. Anyway, where is the water bowser? I've put it just over there. So if we just grab... Actually, yeah, that needs to be taken off there. So let's jump into this tractor. Shut the door. Put the steering column down. and we'll put it back in the fertiliser shed, fertiliser store, just here. And this episode is going to be split into 2, so we'll finish it off next week. Okay, so yeah, what we need to do is hitch up to the water tanker. It may need to be refilled. Oh no, helper B is blocked. My workforce is being terrible as usual. Sometimes it does flash up the message, but then they do manage to free themselves, so if it doesn't flash up again, we'll just assume that they have continued. Nope, they have actually given up completely. Great. Well, the water is here, so we'll give it to these cows here. I think one thing which I would change in the future, because obviously it's all a learning curve for me, this is my very first realistic series, I think what I would do is I would create probably some backup mixed ration for the cows. So if we do ever become desperate for it, and I don't have the time to create another batch, at least we'll have some ready. Obviously we wouldn't create it too far in advance, because it could start to rot away. But yeah, if there's just some ready for emergencies, then it would save us a lot of hassle. So we'll now put this back into here. I will check the page for the animals as well, just to see how they're doing. Because before seasons, it was impossible for the animals to die. So it's just adding another level of realism. So, I will be honest. If it was the cows, why did they die? Just water. I'm assuming it was just water, because they do have food. And the pigs have got food too. And you don't die from not having straw. So yeah, water is essential. It really is very important. Let me just put this into here. And we'll jump out a second. Because what I'm going to do is take this tractor over to field number 23. Because it's got, I think it's got the planter on the back. Yes, it does. And then we need to take the cultivator over as well, but the cultivator does require a little bit more horsepower, so we'll put that on the Claas tractor. Now I believe that Frank, one of our other workers, is actually bringing the Claas tractor. He was in the yard back there and he's going to hitch it up to the cultivator, so hopefully not too long after we arrive he'll be on the way. Obviously we can't see it yet, but it should appear somewhere in our rear view mirror. It's going to take a while just to hitch it up, but that tractor is faster than ours, so yeah, it's going to be on our tail fairly quickly. Bearing in mind he must stick to these speed limits. We can only do 26 through here. Oh, what? There he is already. He is already following us. Wow, that was fast. Well, both these tractors need to be up here anyway, so that's not a bad thing, but I'm just really surprised at the speed that tractor has done. It really has caught us up fast. So this is our first field which we're going to be doing today with the corn planter, and it obviously needs to be cultivated first of all, which does leave me with a bit of an issue, and that is where do we park the where do we park this tractor? I suppose it can go on the grass headland, just over here. Yeah, we'll put it here. And I think this tractor does actually have IC. I keep forgetting to use it on this tractor. There we go. That's good. You just can't do it from the outside. Unless... No, you can't. Okay, so where is Frank? Maybe he was going somewhere else, I'm not too sure. Or maybe he is just... Oh, he's probably waiting to see what we're doing. It's okay. Frank... Good grief, Frank, you've turned into a woman. That must be our other worker. Yes. That would explain it. So, yeah, I don't know where Frank is then. Anyway. Let's just continue. I'm going to try and nip in front of this vehicle. And what we really need to do is get this place cultivated as fast as possible. And once it has quite a good lead, we will start off with the planter. So the worker can do the cultivating and we can do the planting. We do have a bigger planter which we probably should use as we've got it sat there, but the thing is, with the bigger tractor, it's probably going to be required for that. That's some nice soil. Very nice indeed. So if this had been wheat or barley or something like that, we would have direct drilled it with oilseed rape. But as it was oilseed rape in the previous year, it's time to cultivate it in. We're just doing a bit of min-tilling really. And then we're going to plant an entirely different crop of corn. So let me just jump into the Ford. I shut this door again. I probably should have got in the other way actually. And yeah, it's just going to be a bit of a waiting game kind of, but at the same time we're going to be checking on the animals as well. Well, a lot has progressed in the past few minutes, and what's happened is Frank, the real Frank, has actually brought the JCB with a pallet of seed for us, so we can now top it up. And now we're going to begin as well. And looking around the map, I have actually noticed that our other worker has been doing a fantastic job over in field 30, and it's now almost finished, amazingly. It's taken next to no time at all. That looks to be the hopper for the fertilizer. How weird. Yeah. That is strange, because I need... Oh, it's already done it. What? I never even saw it do it. Oh well. Not to worry. Thank you, Frank, anyway, for bringing it over. Our virtual helper. So let me just drop this down and we'll turn the engine off. If we do need a top up, then it's just there. We can just very simply give it a very fast refill. So yeah, it does actually run out very quickly, this planter, I have noticed. Because when we were doing the other field number 1 I think it was empty in no time at all. Now it may be the case that when that tractor over there finishes, a worker can take over this job, because then we can go and get that worker moved on to a different job, because we've got 2 workers and myself, so yeah, we'll always be doing something and then the other 2 workers will be doing something as well. So it's looking good. Another field of corn which is going to be harvested with the Krone Big X. Oh, better close the cover. And the headland is just about big enough to turn on, I think. So we should be fine. I'm going to do a time lapse now, and we may well change jobs in the middle of the time lapse, just depending on what the tractor over there is capable of doing next. And wow, I didn't realise the tractor was set empty with diesel. 63 litres. It should be okay for this field, but we must keep a very close eye on that. Why does everything go wrong in the same episode? That's weird. I haven't had the best of luck in this episode. I suppose it all comes down to checking. You've got to keep checking everything. So check on the animals, check the seed, the diesel, lots of stuff. There is actually a mod which allows you to see exactly what the animals require. So where it flashes up on the top right hand side of the screen, so for example if you sold something, it would give you the figure there. Also if a worker is finished working, then it would tell you that it's just finished. But again, you can get a mod which tells you, for example, it would say the pigs require some straw, that kind of thing, and that could be quite helpful. I've never used it before, I am aware of it, but yes, I think it is definitely a possibility for the future. That gate is a bit in the way. I suppose we should also turn the seeder off, the planter off, when we are turning. Well, that is another field cultivated, and actually I think we're very close to the end of all of the seeding and planting, which I'm very pleased about, because it is not half a repetitive job. It is quite an in-depth thing to do, and to be honest, once it's all over, I think these Let's Plays are going to speed up again, and I'll actually be able to get back on track with maintaining the animals as I really should be doing. So yes, we've got the two workers. We've got worker A in field number 7 and worker F in field number, is that 13? I think it is. And yes, the worker which was, well, it was working in field 30 has left the tractor there, then moves on to field number 7. So that tractor needs to be retrieved, and we need to actually go and take this tractor back. I think we have finished with it because field number 11 is going to be direct drilled. We have 2 direct drills. So yeah, let's just go back to the yard. Is that? Oh yeah, that's where the tractor is. So let me just pull over here. I'll put the hazard warning lights on because obviously we're going to be kind of obstructing the highway. Not too badly. Let me just open this gate. I'm not quite sure why the gate is shut. I suppose I might have shut it just out of habit, because I know the workers do tend to get stuck. But yeah, believe it or not, this field is actually seeded with oilseed rape. I think it's oilseed rape. So another field done. We're now in late spring. We have just one more day in late spring, and the reason why we're splitting this day in half is because we do actually have a lot of stuff to do still. We have got worker F's tank's empty. Brilliant. Yeah, we've got to do, obviously we've got to muck spread field number 16 and then seed that field, but we have also got to work on the animals. We've got to create some more feed for them. We've got some bales to move, some very mouldy bales from the previous year in one of the fields just over the road here. And yeah, there's bound to be some other stuff. Oh yes, spraying and fertiliser spreading. Lots of that to do. Can I destroy this piece of withered crop? I can. Brilliant. The power of some wheels. Now. Good, that'll do. Oh, there's a car coming. And it auto-saved while I was in mid-air. I shut this door. And is there a car? I can't really see in the mirror. That is bad. I can't see if there's a car coming. Apologies if there is a car. Okay, there is a car. I don't know why worker C finished. That was the one following us just then, but for whatever reason they did do. Now what I've done is I've put the sugar beet cleaner just there in the undergrowth. I think that's probably the best place to store it because it's obviously out of the way and we don't need it too often. I haven't put it there to rot obviously because it's a very nice machine, but it doesn't really need to be in one of these barns. So we're going to put the cultivator in here, and in fact we're going to leave the Claas tractor attached to it. Don't think there's any reason to take the Claas tractor out again. And I was going to actually have the worker which was supposed to be coming back to here run us down to the field again in a pickup, but it appears as they've got so stuck we may have to go and help them out. I'll wait here and see. Okay, so the worker did actually return. They came to this yard instead, but they've said they're going to run me down in the pickup, so I'll see you at the field. Well, here we are, we've been dropped off. When I say run me down, I mean drive us down to the field, not run me over. That would be kind of weird. So yes, we need to top up this planter just over here. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have a very big capacity. It's surprising. You would have thought it would be quite big, but no, it just isn't. So I think once this is done, we're going to call it a day for this episode, because in the next episode we're going to just finish off. We won't be doing any planting ourselves, it will just be the workers. There's 2 fields to do, so 2 fields for the workers, and we're actually going to have, that means we'll have an opportunity to use the other planter, I think. We will see. Let's drive over this piece here, and maybe this time I'll actually see it coming out. I don't know. I don't know why I couldn't see it before. Just open that up. Unless for some strange reason it wasn't animated. But it usually is. It is. Very good. So, let me just reverse back out of the field and we'll let it continue. This is, I'm not sure which worker this is, but one of our workers has virtually finished this field. And then it really is going to be just a really full-on job. Getting everything fertilised and sprayed and everything. Busy times. So we're going to spend the rest of the morning on the beach with all of the tourists around here. They're happy people. They really are happy. But yeah, great times. We're visiting the local lake where somebody's actually driving a speedboat, motorboat over there. I want to have a go at that. It's gone up the river. Wow. Surprising. Hello. Let me just move out your way. I'm considerably taller than you.
Hi.
Yeah. And you. Anyway, this is getting weird. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. And until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.